Hey guys, Emma here. Today we are going to harvest the Ranunculus corms, rinse them, and then set them out to dry. Now, this is the second year that I've tried growing Ranunculus, both times successful. I added quite a few to the collection of corms. I ordered from Eden Brothers last fall, I think, and then I just kept them in the garage in a little cardboard box. And last year as well, I'll post in the description down below for you guys a video of me harvesting the Ranunculus corms and then drying them last year. And then I stored them all winter long in the garage, just in a little cardboard or paper baggie. They stayed great and they were still dry and good looking come spring. So I replanted them all this spring. I'll post that video also down in the description down below. And now I have the 3 varieties of Ranunculus to harvest today. So they have been dyed back now for quite a few weeks, but I finally got to this project. It's important to let them dye back just like a daffodil or anything like that because, and when I say dye back, I mean this is all that's left. There's, I guess, a teeny tiny bit of green left in this one. But most of them are crispy and crunchy. And the reason you want them to fully dye back into the ground is because it takes all the energy that's in the stems and the leaves and it absorbs the sun after you harvest flowers and stuff like that, and they're kind of done growing for the season. And then it just sends it right back down into the corm, and that corm will produce more corms. So the first batch I bought, I want to say there was like 9 or 10 corms, and when I harvested that last year there was probably 21 or 22 corms, so it basically doubled. And then I added another like 15 to 20 corms that I purchased online last year, 2 more varieties just for more color and to have more of them overall in the bed. And so I'm going to harvest all 3 of those. Now I took away the labels for which one was which, so I'm just going to mix them all together. Honestly, it really didn't matter because they were all planted next to each other anyway, so which variety they are doesn't matter to me. So let's just get after harvesting it. All I have is my cute little garden answer kneeling pad, can't go without that. And then a nice little trowel. I chose this one because it's really like a rounded edge, it's not sharp, and that way I don't accidentally pierce some of the corms. And then just this tray, which is what we will rinse all the corms off on, and then we will store them to dry. I like this type of tray because it's small enough that the corms won't fall through the cracks, the grating on the bottom, and then also because it's plastic, so it's easy to wash and keep clean when you're done with it. And lots of airflow can move around the corms to help them dry. So that being said, the Ranunculus basically go from here to the start of the clary sage and blushing lanterns, which I have yet to pull out of the garden, even though they're done. Because they kind of, honestly, while they're done, look pretty. I started all these from seed this year. I got the seed from Calypso Farms, I think it's called, up in Fairbanks, I want to say. Blushing lanterns, which were super fun. Look at these, you guys. How quirky and fun is that? They just look like almost like little watermelons or something, and then they have these dainty little blooms. They're all done now. And then the clary sage has leaves that look very much like sage, but it is not. And then it puts out these really long stalks of blooms. I didn't realize that the variety I got was all white for the blushing lanterns and the clary sage, so it was a little bit anticlimactic because it was just all white and green. Still really beautiful though, and honestly these are drying really nicely, just like in place. Sorry I'm getting distracted, but let's just harvest these Ranunculus. This is the first Ranunculus I just harvested. So now you can see here, this is the main corm, which produced a flower stalk this year. And then watch this. Now we have 2. So it produced this little baby corm right next to it. All we're gonna keep is the actual corms themselves. I'll go get a clippers and we'll trim off any of these excess greens and leftover stems. Okay, this is our harvest of Ranunculus corms. It's kind of hard to tell with all the sunlight today. Let's see. There is our harvest of Ranunculus corms. Some big, some small. Now let's go hose off all this mud so that they dry a little bit better. This is my calendula this year, and I just keep harvesting from it, and it just keeps blooming, and it's like apricots, and this one's even got some kind of peachy color, some butter yellows. Love these orange ones, and the bees do too. Definitely a big fan of calendula. I just think it's so sweet. Ooh, look at this. Look at the size of that. Isn't that so pretty? And like the thing is, it just keeps popping out new buds everywhere. Just buds all over the place. And I've just harvested so many times already. Keep making little bouquets for my bathroom out of these. Okay, make sure I didn't drop any through the thing here. Okay, now that we've got the first rinse done on these, I'm just gonna put these in a shady spot with good airflow. And that is gonna be the garage, because it gets not, I just leave the door open during the days when I'm home. Lots of airflow, but it's in the shade. Quick update on the shallots and garlic. They have been out here for, I want to say 2.5 weeks now. And they're basically ready to go. I just have a little bit of dirt to kind of dust off before I put them in the pantry. But they look great, really nicely cured. Okay, that is it for our harvesting and drying, well, harvesting, cleaning, and prepping to dry project of the ranunculus. I'm happy with the harvest and what we gathered. I really dug through that garden bed to make sure I didn't miss any tiny ones, but if we do, I don't think they'll make it through the winter because they're not rated for our zone. So I think they'll just be fine there. There's also some tulip bulbs that are in there that I left for hopefully next year to pop back up. I let all those greens die off as well, so just really happy with how it's all coming along. Thanks so much for watching along, and we'll see you later.